Hi, this is Andy deGruchy of LimeWorks.us, here to feature a project that my company deGruchy Masonry Restoration recently did. We were called by the New Hope Historical Society to do a preservation effort to their beautiful 1784 stone building built by Captain Benjamin Parry, the founder, or considered the father especially, of New Hope, Pennsylvania. The building had some of the original 1784 mortar still intact, and I made note of that, and I was very glad to hear from the Historical Society when they had called, because I pointed that out to them and said, you know, much of this original material could be salvaged, and I believe that the offending Portland cement mortars that were used previously are what should go, and that some of the damaged mortars that were in fact lime mortars containing the very difficult to reproduce creek sands that came from the local creek or the Delaware River could be reclaimed and reconstituted back into a reproduction mortar that would be used to only replace what's broken or missing in this building and not to repoint the building 100%. In a way, we're honoring then the original masons who built this building, whose work, even though hundreds of years have gone by, was still intact, and there was no need to replace the material, so that we would only meld in our repair material, having reclaimed and reconstituted these historic aggregates into a new lime sand mortar mix, and then fix what's broken or missing. The majority of the original mortar has fractures in it. There's a crazing that's going on throughout, that's a crack that may be horizontal or vertical, running through the mortar, but you know, the profile of the mortar joint is still intact. It still reaches the surface. We only removed the material that was ready to fall out, but anything that was still sound and intact we left. We tried to again match the mortar in profile and in color. So as you can see by looking at the wall, you can see a blend of where our material is all in here as well as the original material, and it goes on throughout the entire building, and it just complements what's intact throughout. Again, these small fissures that are in the joints are not of any consequence, although some think that's a reason to repoint. It's not. Some of these shrinkage cracks were from day one. As is evidenced by a 2-foot thick stone wall, you are only dealing with the surface of the last quarter inch that's eroded away in 200 years, if it's eroded away at all, because in many of the joints we can still see the mason's tool marks. So being that it's so intact, and the fact that lime is hydrophilic and is wicking to itself from the core of the wall the moisture that may be in the wall and processing that back out to the atmosphere, we're saying that that mortar joint is still working, and if it's not broke, don't fix it.